Hey, what's up guys? We're here at MWAVE 2024 in Kansas City. It is the last day on Sunday. There's not going to be a whole lot going on today for maybe a couple of hours, but I am standing outside of the JTR room with an incredible cast of different partners. And in a minute, I'm going to show you, give you a tour, complete demo of this room. It's incredible. Last year, JTR was one of my favorite rooms. This year, JTR is my favorite room. They just kicked it up to a whole new level. They added more speakers, they added more subs, and I can't wait to show it to you. So I'm gonna show you the room, and I'm gonna show you everybody that's behind the scenes making rooms like this at MWAVE 2024 happen.
Hello, my name is Matt Trinklein. I'm with StormAudio. I'm sitting here today in the JTR theater here at MWAVE 2024 out in Kansas City. We're sitting in a room here with a couple wonderful partners. We've got RowOne for seating. We've got Barco with their famous Njord running the projection side. We've got a madVR for video processing, all being fed by a Kaleidescape system. And here we're showing a StormAudio Elite Mark III analog system and a JTR 1186 theater package. So what we've got going on here is the No Assist 212s all the way around the base layer. We have 4 pairs of 4000 ULF captivators that are paired with them. And I'm sure Jordan's going to show you a little bit of video, but just to walk through, I want to highlight what we did here on the calibration, which is a slightly newer approach thanks to some upgrades and features that we've rolled out recently in the StormAudio firmware. So we've got these ULF captivators sitting with our wides, our surround ones, our surround zeros, and our back surrounds. And the way we've set this up and configured it is we have our actual front, left, and right set up as what we call a multi-way sub now. What that allows us to do is actually configure what the main LFE channel is going to be in Direct Live Active Room Treatment. So you guys all heard me talk about Active Room Treatment last year. Last year at MWAVE 2023 was the first year we showed this publicly in this format. So this year we're coming with a slightly different flavor of it. What this really allows us to do is set an equivalent sound pressure from the front of the room, so we have a singular wave for our main LFE track coming back. The next thing that we've done in this room is we've taken our experience and what we've learned over the last year with active room treatment to really up the immersion factor. So because we have the ability here to have all of these subwoofers paired with the side surrounds as we move back through the room, it gives us some pretty unique flexibility in what we can do for bass management immersion. So as I mentioned, the subs paired up here with the wides are our main LFE output. But then as we look at the bass management settings and go back through the room, the LCRs of course are feeding to the front ones, the wides are feeding mainly to the front ones, and then as we move back, each pair is actually getting that load. So as a sound wave or explosion would move from the front to the back to the room, that sound pressure differential is actually going to move with it and track with the actual speaker levels. So the way we're doing this is by augmenting the support level of how these things are interacting with each other. So I have the subwoofers broken down into 4 independent groups, moving back through the room from front to rear. This is done within the actual active room treatment design. And so what we're doing is when it hits here, these guys are getting anywhere on the frequency range from 60 to 80% of the support from the surrounds to the surround one subs. The other subwoofers are still coming in to provide the rest of the support for it to be able to give us really even and repeatable seat to seat consistency. So a bunch of people have been through this room. The bass in here has been absolutely phenomenal. And that's one of the things that we can contribute to that is no matter where you are sitting in any of these seats, even back there behind the rack on the director's chairs out to the side, you have incredible bass impact, you have incredible sustain and incredible low end. We can also do this with the height channels too. So we've got our 6, and so the front top channels feed mostly to the front subs, the middles feed to the middle pairs, and the back ones to the back subs. So all of this allows us to really up the immersion factor while deploying everything that's fantastic about Direct Live Active Room Treatment and taking out a lot of the room. Because when we first turned it on in here and all the excitement and low frequency energy we had, we thought the ceiling was going to come down for a moment. So it was fantastic to be able to take a little bit of that out thanks to Active Room Treatment. And if you were here and got to experience it, I'd say consider yourselves one of the lucky ones.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Todd Girdis. I'm the CEO and owner of RowOne, and we're coming to you live from Kansas City, MWAVE 2024. We are in the JTR Barco Seymour Screen, StormAudio, and RowOne Room here live at Kansas City for the demo room, and it's been a fantastic event. We wish that everybody could be here. We understand that it takes time and money to get away and be able to experience these things, but it really is an opportunity. What I wanted to talk about a little bit with you this morning is just the importance of seating and the seating experience when it comes to home theater rooms or media rooms. The seating experience purpose is really all about creating a place of comfort, quiet, reliability, and really taking the room, allowing you to fully experience what these theater demo rooms are all about, which is about the sound, the picture, the emotion that you're getting from watching a movie or a fun TV show or some type of sporting event with your friends and family. And so if the seating is doing its job, then it really allows you to essentially sit down, for lack of a simpler way to explain it, and take out all of the other equations because you're super comfortable. And so when you look at seating in this particular room, we're bringing back the Calvary, which was introduced at MWAVE 2023 for the first time. And I'm happy to say there's some feedback that we received, and some of those feedbacks have been incorporated since MWAVE 2023 to MWAVE 2024. So some of them are the same. You have a sliding arm pad feature here, but we've improved the rigidity of that feature by beefing up the slide rails, but it has the feature still. We have also done the same thing on the pull and store drawer that you'll see a little bit later in some side video shots from today's event. I'm going to make myself comfortable. I'm just going to kick out a little bit onto the chair, okay? And I'm also going to bring up the power headrest. And so when you look at seating, the thing that I would like you to consider is what are the differences? There's all types of seating choices. One of the nice things about RowOne that you can expect is that it's going to be an affordable choice for your home theater. On average, we're going to be able to give you anywhere from $10,000 to up to $30,000 more in your budget for a standard 6-seating arrangement like what we have here at MWAVE 2024. And that's money that can go to your sound and your picture, which, as much as I'd love the seating, remember, it's about that sound and picture and the content you're watching that creates that emotion. And that's what I love about our industry, and I hope that you will love that as well. So then when you get to the seats, it's what are those little differences that distinguish RowOne from other seating brands. And so one of them is when I bring up this back seat power headrest, you'll notice that my ears are not being blocked by this power headrest. It's a subtle little thing, but it was a design and engineering, because when you have the beautiful speaker array that you have from JTR Speakers here in this room, you don't want to miss any of those tones or frequencies because that affects our experience. And so that's one example of a difference. I mentioned the sliding arm pad, unique thing, but being able to reveal features is a unique feature of our chairs, along with the pull and store drawer. You'll notice that when these motors move, they're quiet, they're reliable, the comfort level is maintained through consistency, and that's because we engineer the products to have reliability, not just in year 1, but literally through year 5 of the life of your theater enjoyment. So those are just some of the things that make RowOne different. We love being here and participating at MWAVE 2024, having the opportunity to talk to you through influencers like Jordan or Youthman are a great opportunity for those of you that couldn't come here personally. But we thank you for considering. We hope this video has been helpful and informational as you consider your seating choices. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey, I'm Joey Peacock, and I'm with madVR, and we're here at MWAVE 2024 in Kansas City at the Convention Center. We're having a fantastic time. The folks are so great. So we're here inside the JTR demo room, and this room is insane. This thing is so crazy, and we have a madVR Envy Extreme Mark II in the system here. And for this system, we're providing our motion AI technology to make the image look crazy, good and smooth, and we're also doing HDR dynamic tone mapping in the system. Additionally, our Envy offers just a ton of other features that people love. Our aspect ratio control, our nonlinear stretch technology is second to none. We do upscaling. Our products are capable of upscaling content to 8K, which is crazy. It works on any type of display. It doesn't matter if it's large flat screen TV. It doesn't matter if it's a large micro LED wall or front projection. We are source agnostic. We don't care what the source is, Blu-ray, Laserdisc, VHS, Kaleidescape, cable TV. We're gonna make all of that look great. We are AVR agnostic, and we are display agnostic, so we can take any content and make it look perfect for the display that it's connected to. One of the newer features that we're doing is our Motion AI. In December of 2023, we released that globally to everybody who had a madVR Envy Extreme, and this is one of the most highly coveted features that we've ever released. It is people who come and see our demos of what we're doing with motion judder in any display are blown away. Here at the show, people have come and we can do side-by-side comparisons to show here's what it looks like on your display regardless of what that display is, and here's what we're able to make your display look like, and it is unbelievable. People find that they have less fatigue, especially on large displays after they're sitting down. You know, we sit down and we watch a long movie, Dune, Top Gun, or something like that are really long movies. It just makes it a much more pleasurable experience. Our Motion AI, if you're a sports fan, if you like watching nature shows, if you love live concerts, it is like you're in that jungle. You're in the front row center of the concert, or you're at the 50-yard line of that sporting event. It is magic what Motion AI is able to do to a display. So our experience here at MWAVE, it has just been incredible. It's the enthusiasts who love movies. I am a movie fanatic, so it's been fantastic to be able to talk with people who have similar passions like I do. So as an exhibitor, it's been great because people have been very passionate about coming to see our product and understanding what it is. They've seen it on influencer channels like yours, and now they've had the chance to come see it in person. So this is a great show, and if you miss this thing, you have to come next year. You cannot miss this. It gets better every year. As far as myself, I am a hardcore movie fanatic and enthusiast myself. That's how I got into the industry. And to be able to come around myself, I love coming to all the little demo systems throughout the show. And I tell all the other manufacturer partners, I said, look, I'm going to come in and I'm going to come see your stuff. And here in this JTR room, I was blown away. It was, I saw Dune Part 2 at the theater twice in 2 different theaters, and I came into this room and it was better than either of those movie theaters that I saw it in. So that's the great thing about this industry and what we do, is we're able to sometimes reproduce better than a commercial theater in our homes. So, and that we get to hang around with people here at MWAVE to do that is super cool. Thanks to everybody that came to MWAVE and spent some time with us and experienced our product. We are very grateful. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you again next year here at MWAVE 2025.
Hi, my name's Ryan Melena. We're here at MWAVE 2024, and I'm with Seymour Excellence. We are displaying some of their masking technology on their TAM4 screens. I helped develop the masking integration software for Seymour and have been working closely with them for probably about the last 6 months or so on that. MWAVE's been a really interesting experience so far. We've met a fantastic group of people. Everybody's been incredibly kind, incredibly enthusiastic about home theater equipment, home theater content, and it's been a blast. With the Seymour system, masking system, there's a a tremendous amount of flexibility in aspect ratios. The screens are custom built to the customer specifications, allowing for basically any aspect ratio, everything from 4:3 to 2:4, or even further. The system can be customized so masking can extend even further than the standard extent, so you can move your picture up and down. The transparent, acoustically transparent screen material is second to none. It's fantastic, and the picture produced is virtually impossible to tell any difference with the acoustically transparent screen material. So with the Seymour masking system, it can support all of the standard ratios as well as custom ratios, but so that includes 4:3, 178, 185, 2.0, which a lot of the Netflix and Amazon content is in now, 235, 237, 239, and 2.4. And then, like I said, you can actually program in customized aspect ratios as well, and we can save those as presets and are able to load them through the RS-232 automation system. Allows us to integrate with third-party integration systems and recall any of those masks right away. So you can go directly to the aspect ratio of choice. So MWAVE 2024 has been unique in that it seems much more enthusiast-driven, which is fantastic. It's fun to see people that are so excited about not just selling products, but using them and the technologies that are involved. It is a group of people that seem to have a real passion for the entire home theater and media experience, which is refreshing, and it's fun to hang out and talk shop with people that are really interested in all of the same stuff. It's been a fantastic time and an honor being part of MWAVE 2024. We want to thank everyone that came out and took a look at the room that we put together. It was a labor of love, and it was a lot of fun watching people experience the room and see smiles on people's faces. And we hope everyone comes out to MWAVE 2025.
Hey, hi, I'm Jeff Marks. I'm Business Development Manager at Barco Residential. And we're here at MWAVE 2024. And we've got a really, really nice experience here with several partners, Seymour Screen Excellence, JTR, RowOne, StormAudio, and madVR in this room. We also have the ability to have an amazing sound system, a giant screen that has four-way masking, and the image is provided by Barco Residential. We offer a Njord 16:9 aspect ratio projector in here. It's 12,500 lumens on a very large screen. That screen is going to be requires that amount of horsepower in the projector. Some of the things that are interesting about Barco Residential and Barco in general. Barco actually stands for Belgian American Radio Company. We're a Belgian company, but we also have about 67% of all the commercial laser projector business in the world. So we know projection and we know it well. But we take that knowledge that we've learned from commercial and we put it into residential applications, wider color gamuts, higher contrast, so they meet the residential demands of the residential market. The beautiful thing about Barco also is that we have lens options that other companies just don't have the ability to offer. With Barco, we give you the ability to say yes to your dreams. Based on the screen size, throw ratio, placement. So no matter if it's a screen that is very close or the projector needs to be very close to the screen, or it needs to be farther away, or some off-axis angle, Barco residential projectors can accommodate those applications. So flexibility, versatility, picture quality, contrast, brightness, and the ability also, which is also unique in the industry, in the sense that if you have a CinemaScope style screen, you select a Cinema style scope projector. If you have 16:9 aspect ratio, you buy a 16:9 projector. This is very important because it doesn't mean that you don't have to use any additional lenses. You have full brightness on your screen at all times. This is where Barco allows that high-end residential client, the ability to see and experience the very, very best in cinematic excellence. The experience that I've had at MWAVE, both in the past 2 years that Barco has exhibited at MWAVE, is unique user experience where end users like yourself can come in, meet with representatives from the various different companies that are here, tell us what you're looking to achieve. We can offer you solutions. We can point you in different directions to maximize that dream of cinematic excellence and sound perfection. There's some tremendous companies that exhibit here at MWAVE and will continue to exhibit at MWAVE. The fact that it's in the central part of the country is nice. Kansas City obviously has got some of the best barbecue in the world. The reality is it's a pleasant atmosphere. It's easy to get around. The hotels are right near the convention center. There's no reason not to experience MWAVE 2025. I'd like to thank all of our partners in MWAVE. And the reality is that this is an exciting experience, both for the vendors, because we get to see the people that actually buy our products, and also for hopefully you, the people that purchase these products. And this is why it's exciting to be at MWAVE.
My name is Evan Zerby. I'm the director of Seymour Screen Excellence and Seymour AV. And we're here at MWAVE 2024 in Kansas City in a big way. We brought 13 screens to this particular show, and our most exciting one is the one here in the JTR room, 2203. This is a 180-inch wide, 200-inch diagonal, 4-way masking solution on our TAM platform. That's true aspect masking. This particular screen is a 2.07 ratio, but can do every ratio in between down to, with the exception of 4:3 or IMAX. We have the Barco Njord on it, 12,000 lumens. And I think we're measuring 45-foot lamberts on this particular screen here. What we're really excited to show off here at MWAVE are our new control systems that we've been working on for over 2 years now. And this screen is fully automated. We've demonstrated taking cues from both madVR and the Kaleidescape, where they are reporting the ratio that the movie is going to be, and the screens or the masks are automatically moving in to adjust those ratios for this particular showing. In those 13 screens that we've brought to this show, we're actually showing 3 different acoustic transparent materials. This particular screen is Pro material, which if the installation calls for it, we can do up to 48 feet tall. We also have our Neo, our coveted Neo material on 2 other screens, the 220-inch in the Permanian room and the 165.4, now these are wide measurements, over in the Ascendo room. That Neo material is our best acoustically transparent material, about a 0.9 gain. The third material we have here is Enlighter Bright. That material is a higher gain material, but it does increase the seating distance. There's a trade-off there, of course. We also have a static display room next door where we have a 2-channel system that is RTJ, and we're showing an ALR screen in there at 120 diagonal, 105 wide with the Barco Medea projector. So about 6,500 lumens on that particular ALR screen in a room lit as bright as this one, and it is TV bright in that room. We also have 2 motorized masking screens in there. We brought our Proscenium, which is our sub $10,000 masking solution, 2-way, top, bottom, or left-right masking. And that is the Seymour AV direct consumer brand. And on the Seymour Screen Excellence, the dealer network brand, we actually brought a baby 4-way TAM, which is a small version of this. It's a 50-inch wide 4-way masking screen just for demonstration purposes. But it really does show what we can do with our motor technology with that 3.7-inch bezel, how small we can go and how versatile that is. Where with this TAM system, we went deeper with the motors and the mechanics as opposed to wider. And that really limits that bezel penalty that you'll see in wider masking screens. And it shows we can get down small enough that you can have just about any size in a 4-way masking solution. In the room next door, that 2202 demo room, we also have 4 baby screens that are 36-inch versions of our Seymour AV Metro, which is a narrow bezel, kind of a thin bezel, multi-purpose room frame, and the precision frame, which is that intermediate, kind of your entry-level frame for SAV customers, and the Premier, which is our largest, bulkiest frame. It's only 3.3 wide, but it's the stiffest frame that allows you to do any of our materials up to much larger sizes. So MWAVE is a very different type of show. We do CEDIA, we do Audio Vice, we do the other larger shows. MWAVE we've been with since day one. 3 years ago when we were a much smaller show in a much smaller venue, Michael had reached out to us and said, can you be part of this show? We're putting something together here. And we jumped at the chance because, this company was founded by Chris Seymour, who is a DIYer to the extreme today still. And he loves the DIY community. I'm a DIYer. We really want to help that enthusiast community have access to things that other brands perhaps don't want to work with them. And MWAVE allowed us that opportunity to give back to the DIY community and be part and support those maybe underlooked members of the enthusiast community. So we went to that show and immediately fell in love with the idea and the atmosphere of this direct-to-consumer enthusiast show for them, not necessarily for the manufacturers. We've been here every year. We're a legacy exhibitor, as Michael calls us, and we'll be here every year we can. We obviously always come in a big way. We are 3 hours north of here, and so we bring lots. We like to say we're the unofficial official screen company of MWAVE, and like I said, we brought 13 screens, and we do that to allow our enthusiast community access to as much of our materials and our vendor partners showings as possible. And we love this community, and we love coming to MWAVE. There's no other show like it. There's no other place you can access the manufacturers and the high-level people in the manufacturers like you can here in Kansas City at MWAVE. And I highly recommend anybody to come. And I'd like to thank all of our partners here. And we have, bringing 13 screens, we have a lot of partners. But in this room in particular, we have RowOne, these beautiful seats. We have JTR, our beloved Barco projectors, and madVR, Pioneer Music. We got to give a big shout out to them for the racks that they loaned us. And it's just a wonderful community, and we love being part of it here at MWAVE.
Hi, I'm Jeff Permanian with JTR Speakers. We're here at MWAVE 2024, and we're going to show you our 11.8.6 system.
All right, guys, I hope you've been enjoying this video. This is an incredible room. As I said in the beginning, JTR was one of my favorite rooms last year at MWAVE, but this year they blew it away for me personally. They brought more speakers, bigger speakers, and it's just everybody that has come into this room has not stopped talking about it. You have to experience this. For those of you that were here at MWAVE 2024, let me know down in the comments what you thought about this room. For those of you that weren't able to make it, hopefully you can make it out here at 2025 next year. But I've got Jeff here, and I want to have him talk about a little bit about the room, the speakers that he brought, why he brought more speakers than last year, and just the insanity of this incredible room here at MWAVE. So, Jeff, appreciate you letting me come in here and film. And man, you've been putting on a show. I didn't make it to the first one, but I was here last year, and you sent me some screenshots earlier this year, and I was like, you're bringing all those? And you kicked it up a notch, man. So why don't you tell us about what's actually going on in this 11.8.6? room?
So you probably saw the video from last year, and we put our Captivator 4000 tall right next to our Nuisys 212 RT, and everyone got a kick out of that. And I thought, well, why don't we do that for every channel? So we have 11.8.6 in here. However, each of the rears and side speakers has their own Captivator 4000 tall supporting it. So as you can see around the room in the picture here, we are surrounded by speakers, subwoofers, and we thought that'd be a pretty cool look. And then we decided to run StormAudio again, and their active room treatment. And that was the other reason. It wasn't just for SPL to have all these subwoofers, is the StormAudio's active room treatment. When you have subwoofers surrounding you, the processor can actually take all that information and cancel all the room modes and give the listeners the best possible bass response. So Matt from StormAudio spent hours on Friday tuning the system before the show, and it seems like all the attendees have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I just want to add, I don't know if I'm even supposed to say this, but you guys have so much power in here. You guys are tripping the breakers in here, right? A couple times.
We fixed it.
We fixed it, but
Ryan was great, and Michael, and they were able to get a hold of an electrician to come out here and rewire all the power, and we haven't had any trips since. And
yeah,
but for the people that wanted the extreme, since we had 8 subwoofers here, we decided to kick it up at the end of the show. Right at closing time, we turned up the volume a little bit and shook some stuff and gave people a good experience.
And the feedback that I've been getting, people have been just like, wow, you've got to check out this room. This room is amazing. This is the best room I've ever heard. So it's a testament to you putting this room together, your whole team, everybody that chipped in and made this room possible, all the partners, everybody. But last year, you had less speakers and it was already amazing. So what made you decide that you wanted to add more speakers this year? Was it just you just wanted to blow everybody out of the water, or what was the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to improve and make people want to come and visit, and everyone that was here last year, I'm sure was excited to see I brought more, and I see the smile on people's faces, and that's what makes it worth it, is seeing everyone smiling coming out of the room and talking about it. And yeah, it was definitely a good experience.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What has been your experience, one as an exhibitor, but also seeing people come out of your room? Because some people may have never heard of JTR before. Some people have heard it, they've seen the videos on YouTube, but they're like, man, I want to experience it. And they get to come in here and they get to experience not only just a surround sound system, an 11.8.6 JTR system. What has it been like seeing everybody, like you said, coming in and out of the rooms, smiles on their faces? What's some of the feedback that you've been getting?
Yeah, MWAVE has had, I think, twice the attendees this year as last year?
Yeah, at least.
It's been busy, shoulder to shoulder, every single day, all day, start to close. So, yeah, people are always anxious to get in here, and big smiles on their faces walking out. And
really good. I mean, I can say for myself, I came in here twice, and the demos have just been amazing. I know we typically get the Ready Player ones, and the Top
Dune
Guns,
2.
Dune 2. But I actually saw some that I actually forgot about. So a couple of the rooms, this room in particular, you guys were doing Pacific Rim, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a super bass heavy. They came out with a re-release with I think it was Atmos. They had some other demos that I forgot about, and I was like, oh, when I get home, I got to try those demos. It's not going to sound like it does in here. But yeah, so what?
Yeah, we tried to mix up the content this year. We didn't want just all shoot 'em up movies, so we had Sing 2. That was a big hit. Got to show off some of the musicality of the speakers and stuff like that. And the companies with the projector, we have a Barco projector in here. They want to show off some content with really bright images and stuff. So we were trying to show people a little bit of everything in the room this year.
Yeah, yeah, and you got some great partners. You got madVR, you got Barco, like you said. You got the StormAudio. So how do those other partners?
Seymour AV.
Seymour AV. Yeah, we
And
talked about
RowOne. You got to
RowOne.
have somewhere to sit, right?
Right, you got to have somewhere to sit in these awesome seats, RowOne.
Yeah, that was a big upgrade this year. We just had regular convention center seats last year. Like, let's make it
that's right. I forgot
comfortable
about
for
that.
the people. Yeah. So this year we got the real nice seats that motorize in all directions. And
So how does that
super
come
comfy.
together when you're thinking about MWAVE, and do you approach partners? Do partners approach you? How does a room like this come together?
a little bit of both, but at the end of every show, you gotta think to yourself, all right, what went well, what didn't, should we do for next year? And then you have the whole year to figure that all out. And one of the things that I think really worked well this year is we put up a presentation on the screen that we pre-recorded. So at the beginning of every demo, there's a pre-recording. It told all the attendees what was in the room and all the companies and what they're going to hear. And then we rolled into the demos, and then we had 4 clips and then a pause that allowed people to flow through the room real nice. So we kind of thought of everything we could, and see if we can make it even better for next year.
I don't know how you can improve it next year, but I'm sure if you want to, you're going to do it, and it's going to be awesome. So the speakers that you're standing on right now, leaning on, talk about the drivers. Because these are, you got your speakers and then you've got your bass. So what are the drivers and materials that you got in these?
Yeah, I kept thinking that people probably know what they are, but I guess not everybody. So yeah, this speaker right here is my Noesis 212 RT. It is a floor stander. It is a true 3-way. This is a coaxial in the horn here. So the mid-range and tweeter are concentric and time aligned. So the speaker acts like a point source. It's tuned to 30 hertz. So some rooms we get down to 25, but 30 hertz is a pretty good crossover point for this. Sensitivity is 97 dB, 2 volt. So super sensitive speaker. It's 4 ohms. They go for $35.99 a piece. And then next to it is our Captivator 4000, and this is the tall. So it's Captivator 4000 ULF TL. We make 4 different sizes and shapes because it's such a big speaker. It's hard to fit in a room. So we make the 4000 ULF, the 4000 ULF LP, that's the low profile, it's the shallow one. The 4000 ULF ST, that's the sofa table, that's a long, wide one. And then this is the TL, which is for the tall version. They're both 58.5 inches tall, so it makes it a real nice visual when you have them all lined up next to each other.
Okay, and then and then for the LCR, you
All
got
the same.
All the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
so best practice, you have the exact same sound all the way around you.
And it's cohesive.
Oh yeah, and then the tops are our Noesis 110s, HT. They're it's another coaxial, so it's a point source. All the sound appears to be coming from the same location. Gives you the best imaging you can get. You don't have a horn, mid, tweeter, horn. I've seen speakers where they put a horn here in the mid and then another mid down here, and then the image just kind of gets pulled down depending on the frequency range being played. Everything sounds like it's right here. And that's a very important aspect in movies, because if the sound doesn't appear to come from where it sounds like it's coming from, then you just lose all interest. You want to hear it right from the middle of the screen where the person's talking, and if you hear it down at your knees, it doesn't
not
work.
a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, totally lose the immersiveness.
Yeah, and then you want if there's something panning, a car driving or something, a helicopter flying overhead, you want all your speakers to be cohesive, and you don't want anything to drop off, because you've got these big drivers here, and then in the back you've got these smaller drivers. So you did it right. Well, before we end, I just want to ask you briefly, how did you get into, because you do everything yourself, right? You design the speakers, you build the speakers. Yeah. How did you get into building JTR? Where did that start?
I guess the earliest start would be my parents. My dad had a huge record collection. My mom had a huge movie collection. So there's always going to movies and concerts and stuff, and they were really into it. And I got a 1986 pickup truck when I first got my driver's license, and it had an AM/FM radio, and that wasn't gonna work. yeah, so I spent a couple of years in car audio, and then went to school for electronics, and then worked for another speaker manufacturer for a number of years, and kind of learned the trade. And there's been in audio business almost 30 years now. And
awesome.
but I did some cars, some pro audio. A lot of people don't even know what pro audio is, which is weird because everyone's been to a concert. So pro audio is your concerts and DJs and houses of worship and all that kind of stuff, and anything in commercial. So yeah, a little bit of all. And so what I did with JTR is with the large movie theaters that people install in their houses, your typical speaker at a stereo shop can't fill that size room. They can't hit the SPL, they don't have the dynamic capability. But from the pro audio side, you know, I know how to get there. But the pro audio speakers, they're not designed to sound as best as they possibly could. They're trying to make them survive the concert. And you have an audio engineer with racks and racks of electronics trying to make them sound as good as they can, and you know, professional sound engineers doing it. And a home audio person isn't going to hire a professional sound engineer to sit there and tweak it. So you have to combine the high fidelity of the home audio speaker with the easy use of a home speaker, but then get the SPL of the pro audio speaker. So merging the two is kind of what my idea was for the company, to give people the dynamics and the headroom and the detail and sound quality, and just combine it all. And that's something I haven't seen too many people do well. You can either get loud or sound good, but not very many people can merge the two. So that's kind of what we're known for, is the fidelity and intelligibility, and then also the dynamics, obviously. So
did you go to school for any of this stuff, or you just learned it on your own from previous jobs and everything?
Well, there's actually not really a dedicated speaker design curriculum, because there's so many facets you have to know.
That makes sense, yeah.
So a lot of it is learned through the years being in the audio industry.
Okay. Well, man, that's super impressive. And Jeff, you're doing an incredible job. Every time I get to work with you, every time I get to hear your speakers, like, I'm just more and more impressed. And I think we're going to work on something, try to get something in the theater to test out in the future. But yeah, man, this has been great. You're doing an awesome job at MWAVE 2024. Again, if you guys have gotten to experience this room last year, this year, even the first year, let us know down in the comments what you guys think, because we'd like to know. And then for those of you that are watching this video, if you can, try to make it to MWAVE 2025, because this is going to be one of the best experiences that you will ever be able to say that you experienced. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and just stay tuned to the channel for more MWAVE content and some future JTR content. See you guys later.
See ya.